October is nearly here, and if you haven't been keeping a close eye, this coming month is slated to be the biggest month in terms of the number of games coming out in 2023. I'm covering what I could find to be the 45 most notable releases coming out in October, and just as a quick side note, some of these games may be delayed or have floating dates following the release of this video, so if that is the case, I apologize in advance. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the list of the 45 most notable games releasing in October 2023. On October 3rd, dive into the demonic realm of Hinamoto with Fuji in Disgaea 7, Vows of the Virtueless. Harness new features like jumpification and hell mode in this deep SRPG, available on all PlayStation platforms, Switch, and Steam. And also on that same day, join the misfit teams of the Lamplighters League in this alternate 1930s world to thwart the plans of the banished court. Experience a thrilling blend of real-time infiltration, turn-based combat, and a rich character-driven narrative by harebrained schemes, available on Xbox Series X and S, Steam, Epic Games, as well as Game Pass. And if you're a fan of action RPGs, jump into a realm of despair mystery in Silent Hope, where you'll rally with 7 heroes in a quest to unravel the kingdom's dark past. Embrace individual fighting styles, explore the ever-changing abyss, and immerse yourself in a storybook world narrated by the princess herself. This one will be out on both Switch and Steam. Then the next day, experience Wordless, an evocative adventure platformer melding turn-based action combat and thoughtful strategy together. Traverse its abstract world, unveiling secrets and evolving through a detailed skill tree. It's available on all major consoles as well as Steam. And if you've ever found yourself wanting a combination of LA Noire and Only Murders in the Building, your wishes have been met as you can travel back to February 17th, 1958 and immerse yourself in the captivating neo-noir mystery of This Bed We Made, where you'll play as Sophie, a curious chambermaid investigating the world of the Clarington Hotel and the intertwined lives of its guests. Dive deep into this narrative-driven experience available exclusively on Steam. And if solving murders feels too heavy, then get ready that same day to embark on an enchanting miniature journey with a tiny sticker tale, where stickers hold the power to reshape the world. As Flynn, explore Fajori Island, solving delightful puzzles and making friends along the way just in case you don't have any. This one is on the shorter side, about 2 hours, and will be available on the Nintendo Switch and Steam. And if you feel that there's already too many games for the 4th, Hellboy fans will disagree as they step into the shadowy world of the Butterfly House in Hellboy, Web of Wyrd, brought to life with the cel-shaded art style, echoing Mike Mignola's iconic tales. Traverse the Wyrd facing its eerie inhabitants and uncover the chilling purpose behind this haunted mansion's foundation. Since seeing the trailer of this game at the Game Awards, I have been eager to see the end result here. Hellboy is a very cool universe and its fanbase is deserving of a quality video game title. This one will be available on all major consoles as well as Steam. And then lastly on the 4th, for those Warhammer 40k fans who are also Xbox owners, Warhammer 40k Darktide is receiving its official Xbox port and is dropping on Game Pass as a bonus. I couldn't tell you the first thing about Cricket, but what I can tell you is Cricket 24 comes out on the 5th with a focus on the Ashes rivalry. With over 300 photorealistic players and representations from major cricketing nations, this is the ultimate experience for cricket enthusiasts, I have to assume. This one will be out on all major consoles and Steam. Also on the 5th, you can dive back into the world of tactical RPGs with Front Mission 2 Remake. Experience the intertwined fates of Ash, Lisa, and Thomas amidst a tense political backdrop, now with a polished look, revamped soundtrack, and enriched customization. Navigate through deep-rooted conspiracies, engage in strategic battles, and immerse yourself in a tale that blurs the lines between right and wrong, only available on the Nintendo Switch. And what is easily the biggest release of October 5th, venture into the heart of the golden age of Baghdad with Assassin's Creed Mirage. Join Basim, a street-savvy thief, on his transformative journey with the Hidden Ones as he treads the line between redemption and vengeance. Explore a city that breathes life and history, where your every action can lead to unexpected consequences, and experience renewed parkour mechanics and intricately designed environments. Mirage is gearing its focus more towards the traditional linear playstyle in an attempt to please older fans of the series, with less focus on the open world elements and more focus on stealth-based tactics. Assassin's Creed Mirage will be available on all PlayStations, Xboxes, and the Epic Games Store. Also on the 5th, we get Sword Art Online Last Recollection, diving into the cinematic events of the War of the Underworld arc, guiding Kirito and his allies through their fiercest battles yet against the forces of the Dark Territory. Boasting the series' largest roster of playable characters, this game delivers fast, stylish combat reminiscent of MMO-like battles. Catch this one available on all PlayStations, Xboxes, and Steam. Again on that same day is the release of the Switch and Steam port for the popular mobile sandbox game, My Little Universe. And wrapping up the 5th, we get a game I will likely never touch in the Sisters 2 Road to Fame, where you and your sibling rival for social media dominance after receiving a new tablet. Some serious first world problems. This one is filled with 24 new minigames and an array of multiplayer modes to challenge friends and family. Available on all major consoles, Epic Games, and Steam. And then on the 6th launches Detective Pikachu Returns, minus the voice of Ryan Reynolds. Join the coffee-loving Pikachu and Tim Goodman as they dive into mysteries across Rhyme City. Communicate with Pokemon and use their abilities to unravel the truth behind Tim's father's disappearance and other Pokemon-related incidents. Available only on the Nintendo Switch. Moving ahead to the 10th, the Fallout-inspired post-apocalyptic space RPG, Space Wreck features its 1.0 release. This short yet clever choice-driven title is currently out in early access on Steam if you want to get a sneak peek. Race sim fans get their itch scratched in Forza Motorsport, releasing that same day as well. Race over 500 cars, including 100 new additions, on 20 dynamic tracks with changing conditions. Dive deep into the realistic racing experience with stunning visuals, advanced physics, the new Builders Cup career mode, and an enhanced multiplayer experience designed to be more fun and competitive. Two words that tend to not go together. This one will be available on Xbox Series X and S, Steam, and Game Pass. On the 12th, River City rivals Showdown, the 3DS remake of the 1989 action beat-em-up title River City Ransom, gets ported over from the 3DS to the PlayStation 4, Switch, and Steam. Then on October 13th, Lords of the Fallen, the sequel to its 2014 predecessor, with confusingly the exact same name, features a massive RPG world over 5 times the size of the first installment. Set 1,000 years in the future, the demon god Adir is on the brink of resurrection, where you play as a dark crusader traveling between the realms of the living and the dead, fighting colossal bosses and defining your legend through challenging combat and deep storytelling. Experience this vast, interconnected world on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC, available on both Steam and the Epic Games Store. Also that same day, Switch users can rejoice as they will finally get access to the Batman Arkham Trilogy, which will be releasing its Switch port. And for some odd reason, Grinch is getting a new 2D platformer in the Grinch Christmas Adventures. A strange time to release a Christmas-themed game, at least 2 weeks before Halloween. I don't know, if you're a huge fan of Grinch or something along those lines, maybe there's something here for you. This one will be on all major consoles as well as Steam. Next, on the 17th, the Caligula Effect 2 gets ported over to all PlayStation 5 users looking for more turn-based JRPG action. And on the same day, we also received the first modern Sonic platformer in as long as I can remember in Sonic Superstars. The last time I played a Sonic platformer was on my brother's Sega Game Gear. Rest in peace. Join Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Amy as they utilize new Emerald powers against Dr. Eggman, Fang, and a mysterious new foe. And for the first time, this Sonic game will feature drop-in and drop-out 4-player local co-op. Great for those Friday nights when you and your friends have nothing better to do than play Sonic, eat pizza, and drink some shitty beer. Sonic Superstars will be on all major consoles as well as Steam and the Epic Games Store. And if Sonic isn't your jam, the same day you can try this terrible looking King Kong game, no offense devs. Skull Island Rise of Kong, an action-packed third-person adventure game where you'll embark on a perilous mission to avenge Kong's parents, battling fierce beasts, unraveling the island's mysteries, and fighting giant enemies. This one will be out on all major consoles as well as Steam. And our last title of the 17th specifically, one of the games I have been looking forward to for quite some time is Wizard with a Gun, an online cooperative sandbox survival game that plunges players into a realm teeming with arcane dangers and enigmas. As a wizard, take on quests to collect and craft while designing your weapons, ammo, and personal wizard tower. Whether journeying alone or with friends, every playthrough offers unpredictability with randomly generated biomes and systemic gameplay. Learn why every wizard moving forward should always be packing heat, available on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and Steam. On the 18th, Slender, The Arrival releases its 10th anniversary edition in the form of a next-gen port, including revamped and updated visuals. So if you feel like revisiting Slender Man once more this Halloween, you can do so coming to the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and Steam. Then that next day, on the 19th, more confusing naming conventions take place as Endless Dungeon sequel to Dungeon of the Endless releases. In this one, players will find themselves in an abandoned space station combining roguelite elements with tactical action and tower defense gameplay. Assemble your team, defend your crystal from relentless monsters, and uncover the mysteries of the Endless Universe, solo or with up to 3 players. Endless Dungeon will be available on all PlayStations, Xboxes, Steam, and Epic Games. Also that same day releasing is Gangs of Sherwood, which got me thinking about Sherwood Dungeon, which turns out still has players in 2023, I think. Regardless, no connection here, as in Gangs of Sherwood, you'll step into the reimagined world of Robin Hood, where you and up to 3 other players rebel against the enhanced armies of the Sheriff of Nottingham. Play as iconic characters like Robin, Marianne, Friar Tuck, or Little John. Players combine unique combat styles, strategize with friends, and rob from the rich to uplift the oppressed. Available on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, Steam, and Epic Games. Also on the 19th is Inescapable, No Rules, No Rescue, a mystery thriller where you're kidnapped and trapped on a tropical island with 10 strangers competing for a cash prize, but with no rules and no chance of rescue. This one will be out on all major consoles as well as Steam. And if you're looking for a nostalgic trip, check out Cavern of Dreams, reminiscent of N64 classics, where you'll play as Finn, a young dragon embarking on a quest through 4 intricately designed worlds in a cavern in an attempt to rescue your stolen unhatched siblings. Prioritize exploration, puzzles, and platforming over combat while interacting with quirky cast members and unlock new abilities. Cavern of Dreams will be available exclusively on Steam. Also on the 19th, we get our first big VR title of October, the 7th Gues VR. Rediscover the spine-chilling classic from the 90s, now in immersive virtual reality. Dive deep into the sinister mansion of Henry Stoff, solving intricate puzzles and unraveling dark mysteries, available on the PlayStation VR 2, Oculus Quest 2, and Steam VR. And the final release for October 19th is World of Horror, a Lovecraftian roguelite survival horror RPG getting its 1.0 release and will be coming to all PlayStations, the Switch, as well as Steam. Moving on to the 20th, we have Slay the Princess, a choice-driven psychological horror visual novel dating sim, where your mission is to slay a seemingly ordinary princess in a cabin basement. Navigate a world of lies, temptations, and possible deaths, all brought to life with hand-penciled art and supposedly captivating voice acting. Slay the Princess will be available on Steam. Also on the 20th, arguably the most anticipated game of October is Spider-Man 2, where you'll dive into the next chapter of Marvel's Spider-Man franchise exclusively for the PlayStation 5, where Peter Parker and Miles Morales unite together against a looming threat, swinging across an expanded New York, switching between Spider-Man to confront iconic foes like Venom, Kraven, the Hunter, and more. Balancing their personal lives with their superhero duties, the duo faces both inner and external challenges in this new adventure. And if these games keep selling as good as they do, maybe one day we'll actually get our very own Into the Spider-Verse game. Imagine playing as Miguel O'Hara. Now that would be very cool. If the 20th, let alone October as a whole, couldn't get any bigger, it does, as we'll also be getting Super Mario Bros. Wonder exclusively on the Nintendo Switch, which is the first traditional Mario side-scrolling platformer in quite some time. With 8 playable characters, explore the Flower Kingdom, collect Wonder Seeds, and experience new power-ups like the Elephant Transformation and the reality-bending Wonder Flower. Super Mario Bros. Wonder does feature both local and online multiplayer if that is something that piques your interest as well. Luckily for all you gamers, you'll get a solid 4 days to play through all of Spider-Man 2 and Super Mario Bros. Wonder before the next wave of games comes out on the 24th, starting with Cities Skylines 2, the sequel to Cities Skylines, 8 years in the making. Craft the metropolis of your dreams from infrastructure to skylines while managing intricate economics and citizen needs. Experience a dynamic world that evolves over time, adjusting to changing seasons and unforeseen challenges. As a city planner, every decision you make shapes individual lives in the entire cityscape, which boasts improved graphics and enhanced mod support, all of which will be available on the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, Steam, and Game Pass. Also on the 24th, dive into the world of Crymachina, a post-apocalyptic JRPG where mechanical beings fight back for their chance at becoming quote-unquote real humans. Guide Lieben, a young girl saved from the brink of death as she navigates this new world with her android companion Anoa. I have no idea if I butchered those or not. Available on all PlayStation, Switch, and Steam. And fans of Metal Gear Solid will get the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection V1 featuring the original titles and the beginning of the Metal Gear series, including the original versions of Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake, and the HD collection versions of Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty and Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. This will be on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, Switch, and Steam. And also that same day, Vertigo 2, the indie sci-fi first-person VR shooter, will be making its way over to the PSVR 2 via a new port. And lastly, on the 24th, Lord of the Rings fans finally get their first ever survival-based game set in Moria, where you embark on a legendary journey to the heart of Middle-earth, guided by the call of Lord Gimli. Play both single-player or in co-op multiplayer as you'll explore the caverns of Moria in an attempt to gather resources, build your base, craft weapons and armor, and fight enemies. As a fan of the survival genre and of this franchise, I'm really hoping this one turns out to be good, unlike that Golem game. The Lord of the Rings Return to Moria will be out on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and the Epic Games Store. Then on the 26th, the extremely frustrating yet exhilarating cyberpunk parkour simulator sequel comes out in Ghostrunner 2. If you're unfamiliar with the series, this action-packed first-person parkour slasher is set a year after the original, where Jack returns to face a violent AI cult and shape humanity's destiny. Engage in intricate katana combat, traverse beyond Dharma Tower with new non-linear levels, and master fresh skills against ever-evolving enemies. This one will be available on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, Steam, and the Epic Games Store. Also releasing that same day is Bahnsen Knights, a CGA color-inspired game where you play as Boulder, an undercover agent tasked with infiltrating the fanatic Bahnsen Knights cult. Engage in rich narrative decisions, solve mind-engaging puzzles, and experience a choose-your-own-adventure style of gameplay. Available on all major consoles and Steam. And speaking of solving mysteries, Alan Wake 2 releases on September 27th, sequel to its 2010 third-person horror predecessor, where you'll explore the ominous town of Bright Falls as both Saga Anderson, an FBI agent investigating ritualistic murders, and Alan Wake, a writer trapped in an otherworldly nightmare. Experience their interconnected tales in a suspenseful psychological horror where supernatural darkness engulfs the town and light becomes your ultimate weapon. Available on the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and the Epic Games Store. And then finishing up on Halloween, we get two titles. First, Headbangers Rhythm Royale, a rhythmic multiplayer game where 30 players play as pigeons competing in musical minigames to be crowned the master headbanger. Customize your pigeon with hundreds of unique items, taunt your competitors, and navigate escalating challenges that test your memory, rhythm, and rap skills. Don't be surprised when this one eventually becomes a free-to-play game to the likes of Fall Guys. This one is available on all major consoles, Steam, and Game Pass. And then the second release of Halloween and the final title release of October is Jusant, a unique action puzzle climbing game where you ascend a mystic tower alongside a watery companion that looks somewhere of a cross between Breath of the Wild climbing physics and the gameplay direction from Death Stranding. Jusant will be available on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, Steam, and Game Pass. And just like that, I've covered all 45 games, which simply put is just too many. Realistically, I may get around to trying 3, maybe 4 of these titles. Unless piss poor reviews come out, my attention will most likely be on Assassin's Creed Mirage, Wizard with a Gun, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and Ghostrunner 2. But which titles are you looking most forward to? Comment below, let me know, and until next time, peace out, y'all.
You